What was I gonna be doing? All right. The end. Have 14 eyes of Ender. And a dream. Let me get some food first, though. There we go. Check fortune. Unbreaking. Great. Efficiency. Silk touch. That'd been useful earlier. Wait, hold on. Protection? 3. Okay. That's pretty good stuff. Protection, unbreaking 2. Helmet. Jacked protection, blast protection, and legs. Blast protection, unbreaking 3. I think unbreaking 2. Protection 2. And projectile protection. Oh, and that got an extra one, too. Put it right here. Knockback. Capacity, unbreaking. Fire aspect. Oh no. Okay. Oh great Eye of Ender, tell me where I shall go. Yes. Okay. This way. I should probably get a boat. No, it's like over here. Up here we go. Okay. Whoop. We're here. No. Here we go. Oh, that eating sound is so... catches me off guard. I'm just gonna go over. And if I find... it... oh my god. Oh yeah, this mod. Might have heard it last episode. Looking over there and seeing all that wonderful stuff. Yeah, I can look at you and not interrupt it, but at the same time, quite interesting. Here's the big question. Yeah, thank God. Okay. Should have brought my... the fact that I'm just here. Though the shield is kind of funky, it's, you know, my main source of protection. Oh, how dare you. I hate how it lights them on fire, because then they can light me on fire, and that's not good. Holy biome, but also holy mountain! It's over there. Whoa. It's like a lush hay, but out here. The computer's losing its mind. You know what? I'm gonna wait for it to do its thing. Whoa. There it is. That's the cold caves I was talking about in episode 2. So I was correct in them being in the mountains, just didn't find them. Okay. Huh. That was heading this way. That was terrifying. If that was heading this way, now it's heading this way. What's your bet? It's in this lake. Okay, so it was not the glaciers, thankfully. Oh, there's a village here with strange terrain. Okay. So the eyes of Ender have led me here so far. The base is way over there. And I think we're getting close. We found it. You know what that means. No. Oh god. I think I should go over here. I'm sorry. Let's start. Damn, the efficiency on this is like insane. Fine. Okay. We're in here. What do I do now? Okay. I think we are heading in the right direction. And there it is. Wow. Oh, I have my shield. Efficiency, mending, protection, potato recovery. Okay. That's a lot of stuff. There's a golden apple too. Up I hear another zombie. Okay. I think I'm getting down to the bottom. Wow. Ooh. Yeah, I'll replace that. Eye armature. There's a smithing table. You know what? Ooh, that nice. Ooh, it look great. Okay. Two eyes already easily filled in. Whoa. Oh, what am I waiting for? Ugh. Well, this is interesting. I think I know. Holy. God. Here we go. I think I don't have to worry about these Endermen. Okay. Okay. I think I can shoot it from here. Rust. go. Ram 2. Okay. They're perching. Whoa. She's on her last legs. Okay, she's perched. There we are. Next generation. I see the player you mean. Just the guy in town. Yes. Take care. It has reached a higher level now. It can read our thoughts. That doesn't matter. It thinks we're part of the game. I like this player. It played well. It did not give up. It is reading our thoughts as though they were words on a screen. This is how it chooses to imagine many things when it is deep in the dream of a game. Words make a wonderful interface, very flexible and less terrifying than staring at the reality behind the screen. They used to hear voices before players could read, back in the days when those who did not play called the players witches and warlocks, and players dreamed they flew through the air on sticks powered by demons. What did the player dream? This player dreamed of sunlight and trees, of fire and water. It dreamed it created, and it dreamed it destroyed. It dreamed it hunted and was hunted. It dreamed of shelter. The original interface, 1,000,000 years old, and it still works. But what true structure did this player create? In the reality behind the screen? It worked with 1,000,000 others to sculpt a true world in the form of and created or in the it cannot read that thought. No, it has not yet achieved the highest level that it must achieve in a long dream of life, not the short dream of a game. Does it know that we love it? That the universe is kind? Sometimes, through the noise of its thoughts, it hears the universe. Yes, But there are times it is sad. In the long dream, it creates worlds that have no summer, and it shivers under the black sun, and it takes its sad creation for reality. The curate of sorrow would destroy it. The sorrow is part of its own private task. We cannot interfere. Sometimes, when they are deep in dreams, I want to tell them they are building true worlds in reality. Sometimes, I want to tell them of their importance to the universe. Sometimes, when they have not made a true connection in a while, I want to help them speak the word they fear. It reads our thoughts. Sometimes I do not care. Sometimes I wish to tell them this world you take for truth is merely. And I wish to tell them that they are in the. They see so little of reality in their long dream, and yet they play the game. But it would be so easy to tell them, too strong for this dream. To tell them how to live is to prevent them living. I will not tell the player how to live. The player is growing restless. We'll tell the player a story, but not the truth. No, a story that contains the truth safely in a cage of words. Not the naked truth that can burn over any distance. Give it a body again. Yes, player, use its name. Just the guy in the town. Player of games. Good. Take a breath now. Take another. Feel air in your lungs. Let your limbs return. Yes, move your fingers. Have a body again. Under gravity, in air. Respawn in the long dream. There you are. Your body touching the universe again at every point. As though you were separate things. As though we were separate things. Who are we? Once we were called the spirits of the mountains, Father Sun, Mother Moon, ancestral spirits, animal spirits, Jinn, ghosts, the Green Man, then gods, demons, angels, poltergeists, aliens, extraterrestrials, leptons, quarks. The words change. We do not change. We are the universe. We are everything you think isn't you. You are looking at us now, through your skin and your eye. And why does the universe touch your skin and throw light at you? To see you, player, to know you, and to be known. I shall tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a player. The player was you. Sometimes it thought itself human on the thin crust of a spinning globe of molten rock. The ball of molten rock circled a ball of blazing gas that was 330,000 times more massive than it. They were so far apart that light took 8 minutes to cross the gap. The light was information from the star, and it could burn your skin from 150 million kilometers away. Sometimes a player dreamed it was a miner on the surface of a world that was flat and infinite. The sun was a square of white. The days were short. There was much to do, and death was a temporary inconvenience. Sometimes the player dreamed it was lost in a story. Sometimes the player dreamed it was other things, in other places. Sometimes these dreams were disturbing, sometimes very beautiful indeed. Sometimes the player woke from one dream into another, then woke from that into a third. Sometimes the player dreamed it watched words on a screen. Let's go back. The atoms of the player were scattered in the grass, in the rivers, in the air, in the ground. A woman gathered the atoms. She drank and ate and inhaled, and the woman assembled the player in her body. And the player woke from the warm, dark world of its mother's body into a long dream. And the player was a new story, never told before. written in letters of DNA, and the player was a new program, never run before, generated by a source code a billion years old, and the player was a new human, never alive before, made from nothing but milk and love. You are the player, the story, the program, the human, made from nothing but milk and love. Let's go further back. The 7 billion atoms of the player's body were created long before this game, in the heart of a star. So the player too is information from a star, and the player moves through a story which is a forest of information planted by a man called Julian on a flat infant world created by a man called Marcus that existed inside a small private world created by the player who inhabits a universe created by Shush. Sometimes a player creates a small private world that was soft and warm and simple. Sometimes hard and cold and complicated. Sometimes it built a model of the universe in its head, flecks of energy moving through vast empty spaces. Sometimes it called those flecks electrons and protons. Sometimes it called them planets and stars. Sometimes it believed it was in a universe that was made of energy, that was made of offs and ons, zeros and ones, lines of code. Sometimes it believed it was playing a game. Sometimes it believed it was reading words on a screen. You are the player, reading words. Shush. Sometimes the player read lines of code on a screen, decoded them into words, decoded words into meaning, decoded meaning into feelings, emotions, theories, ideas. The player started to breathe faster and deeper and realized it was alive. It was alive. Those 1,000 deaths had not been real. The player was alive. You are alive. And sometimes the player believed the universe had spoken to it through the sunlight that came through shuffling leaves of the summer trees. And sometimes the player believed the universe had spoken to it through the light that fell from the crisp night sky of winter, where a fleck of light in the corner of the player's eye might be a star 1,000,000 times as massive as the sun, boiling its planets to plasma in order to be visible for a moment to the player, walking home at the far side of the universe, suddenly smelling food almost at the familiar door, about to dream again. And sometimes the player believed the universe had spoken to it through the zeros and ones, through the electricity of the world, through the scrolling words on a screen at the end of a dream. And the universe said, I love you. And the universe said, you have played the game well. And the universe said, everything you need is within you. And the universe said, you are stronger than you know. And the universe said, you are the daylight. And the universe said, you are the night. And the universe said, the darkness you fight is within you. And the universe said, the light you seek is within you. And the universe said, you are not alone. And the universe said, you are not separate from every other thing. And the universe said, you are the universe, testing itself, talking to itself, reading its own code. And the universe said, I love you because you are love. And the game was over, and the player woke up from the dream, and the player began a new dream, and the player dreamed again, dreamed better, and the player was the universe, and the player was love. You are the player. Wake up.